Hi, I'm Kenny Anderson, Director of Multicultural Affairs for the City of Huntsville, and welcome to Impact. Each week we bring you information about exciting things that are happening right here in our city, and today will be no different. I'm especially excited to talk with my guest today because we're going to be talking about a very dynamic program that is known worldwide. We've had them on the show before talking about this event. And of course, I'm always excited when we have a chance to highlight TEDx Huntsville. Joining me today is Joel Williams. He is the partner organizer or coordinator for the TEDx Huntsville event. Welcome to the broadcast.
Glad to be here, Kenny.
And Cassondra Sumrall is the coordinator of the event, or organizing chair for the event. And you guys can give me the correct titles if you need to.
It's true.
We'll work with that as much as we can. But it's great to have both of you here today.
Thank you for having us.
Listen, TEDx, big.
Huge.
I mean, exciting. I mean, we could just go on and just throw words out, right?
Yeah.
I'm watching 60 Minutes just a couple of weeks ago, and they do this like major profile on TEDx. And it was really amazing to see the depth and the breadth of this movement. This whole notion of ideas worth sharing, the idea that you have this platform for a maximum of 18 minutes and you get a chance to share this thought or idea that can be transformational, insightful, impactful. It has all these potentials that exist. I wonder what has attracted you to TEDx.
Would you like to go first?
Sure. In a town like Huntsville, it's hard to think that there aren't a million ideas worth sharing, from our technology to what's going on at NASA. We have wonderful places like Hudson Alpha. So there's a lot going on in Huntsville. As Mayor Battle says, it's a smart place, so it's full of ideas worth sharing. And I think it's important that Huntsville have a voice to express those and to share with the world what's going on here.
You know, when you think about TEDx, Joel, you think about just the whole notion of, as Cassondra was saying, this is a pretty smart city, and it's an innovative city.
Absolutely.
And it's an academic city. You know, you got all these different loops and branches out there that you can certainly connect to the TED concept. And this just seems like the natural place for a TEDx chapter.
It only makes sense. It only makes sense when you have this many individuals who are engaged in pushing the needle forward for progress in every arena possible, in technology, in design, in entertainment, in art, in science, in aerospace. It all happens here, so it only makes sense that TEDx Huntsville has a vibrant place in our city. And moving into our 7th year, last year we saw the most successful platform we had seen to date. We sold out. We're looking to do it again this year. Individuals are interested, they're engaged, the community, and we're excited. We are excited to be here.
Yeah, so let's tell people, the few people that may not know what TEDx is, because every now and then I run across somebody on there and say, no, I haven't heard about TED. And it's something that's like big time. In fact, on the 60 Minutes piece, Brian Stevenson, who's the author of a book called Just Mercy, he's an attorney, very well-known person, speaks all over the world, was saying that he had an invitation to speak at the big TEDx. And he had a court date. And he was saying to his staff, I've got to do the court thing. And they said, no, you got it all wrong. You got to do the TED thing. You got to put the court date off. So this is really a big deal when people get invited to be a part of TED. So tell us what TED is conceptually.
And it's profound that individuals actually are still just becoming aware of this. TED is moving into its 31st year. It was founded in 1984. Richard Saul Wurman sat down and said, hey, let's see where these three entities of technology, entertainment, and design can converge. And so the first conference, 1984. So individuals might be 30 years now that this has been building. And I actually had a college classmate who sang with Naturally 7, and they were invited to perform at TED. So TED is the larger parent organization. TEDx was built to facilitate local organizations, local communities, local chapters with brilliant ideas worth spreading. So they're independently organized TED events. And so they mirror themselves as TED events and follow that pattern, 18 minutes maximum. And it celebrates what's happening on the local level, on the community level, with the potential to springboard to a larger TED event, TED stage. And a great example of that was Dr. Brene Brown, a sociologist out of Houston, who presented, I want to say about 5 years ago, went on to 20 million views on YouTube, was called to the TED stage, went on, got picked up by Oprah, and the rest is history.
Yeah. In fact, 60 Minutes highlighted her
Okay.
story, and it was pretty remarkable.
Phenomenal, absolutely.
Yeah.
They call it the 19th minute. It's that what happens after TED. You know, they've had Nobel Prize winners and major inventors. Bill Gates speaks regularly. Lots of innovative people and lots of kind of new ideas that people choose to show on the TED stage first to the world.
Yeah. And you know, the city of Huntsville has adopted this charter for compassion, this notion of people just treating other people as they would want to be treated. And Dr. Karen Armstrong was a TED presenter.
Yeah.
That's what she rolled it out. She won the TED Prize, and she went on to launch the Charter for Compassion that has become an international movement now. And she's simply saying to cities, let's show love for one another. Let's be kinder to one another. It's this idea that in its simplicity has great power to actually transform lives. And really, that's the beauty of TED. And when you go on YouTube, for example, you see, or the TED site, and you see all these different videos and all these conversations, it is absolutely remarkable the breadth of topics that have been covered.
Absolutely. Any subject, and the subjects translate. That's the opportunity that technology has allowed us to do, that across generations, across socioeconomic classes, across national boundaries and barriers, ideas cross all of that.
Yeah.
And individuals grasp hold of it, and it plants a seed.
Yeah.
And what you see now, I want to say that we have about 1,200 or 1,800 videos have been uploaded to TED. 2.5 billion views.
Wow, that's huge. And that's something that is definitely worth paying attention to, these ideas that are worth sharing. And you think about this whole idea of somebody standing in front of a group and simply sharing their story, sharing their passion, sharing their idea, this thing that's a part of their life and experience, their life journey, their purpose for life that they may have discovered, this interesting thing that they want to let other people know about. And for me, when I think about TED, I think about the what if factor. It's kind of like all these ideas are kind of presented in a way where it challenges people to think beyond. Like you said, that 19th minute. It's like, what happens after the talk? And how do I somehow see myself perhaps in context as it relates to what's been shared? And because you have so many topics out there, and because everyone can make a difference, everybody has a chance to participate in this movement. And it really is a very powerful movement.
Absolutely.
That's what you get by attending the event here in Huntsville. You get that mix of topics, so it brings in a mix of different people from different fields. And so part of the day in attending the talks, instead of just waiting for them to come out on YouTube, is to engage with your community. You know, during breaks you can engage with interactive labs and sort of see some hands-on things that you might not see anywhere else, and exchange ideas with someone you might not meet just, you know, going to work and going around town. So, and it gives a sort of an open environment for people to share their stories and to talk about the presenters. And there's such a diversity in Huntsville in terms of science and art and different areas that we get to present each year. And so our program is a naturally diverse presentation because Huntsville is such a diverse place.
And how do you select your presenters here at the local level?
We've begun to establish a process. We started off last year the first time. We had an open call in which individuals submitted, hey, this is my idea in a minute or less, a pitch, if you will, of this is what I'd like to present. We have a board of volunteers that submit potential candidates who they've heard an idea that they love, that, hey, I think Huntsville would appreciate this as well. And at the end of the day, there's always that celebrity call. And so that's the general process associated with selecting our presenters. And we do have presenters from around the nation. We try to celebrate all things Huntsville, North Alabama.
Yeah. And where does TED come up with the 18-minute notion of?
I think it's that the modern sensibility of, if it's going to be on YouTube, you can watch a 10-minute video or an 18-minute video while you're getting ready in the morning, or while you're on your lunch break. It's something that will hold a shorter attention span. We're always saying that people have shorter attention spans now. So you get that takeaway idea, that idea worth sharing, and it's in a nice little package that you can take with you and make an easy part of your day, I think.
Yeah. And TED is a rehearsed event, too. I mean, it's not something that people just assemble on the day that it happens and they start talking. No. You all have vetted your speakers. You've encouraged your speakers to prepare adequately.
Absolutely.
To time their presentation, understand the background.
What we tell individuals that are interested, you bring the idea and we'll prepare you. We'll coach you. Not everybody that has the brilliant idea may have the brilliant presentation.
Yeah.
However, we help with that because the idea's got to get out there, and we'd hate for it to be, I'm not a public speaker or I'm not comfortable under the lights. So we do facilitate that coaching process as necessary. Some individuals do come ready, set, go. They do this, I'm passionate about this, but then there are individuals who are less prepared because all of their passion is with their idea. One of the individuals last year, Karen Wynn, I loved her. She's a farmer by trade, and her theme was, let's stop treating soil like dirt. Never in the lights, never on the stage, but a brilliant idea, was well received, and Karen worked and prepared and worked, and the response was phenomenal to that. So the idea is the main thing. At no point do we want anybody to think there's a hurdle. Is there a roadblock? We'll help you. We want to get ideas out, and we know that great ideas are spreading.
Yeah, so tell us now, when is the event? Where is the event? What can people do to prepare to find out more about being there?
It's September 13th. It's at the Randolph School's Thurber Arts Center. It starts doors open at 12. It starts at 1, goes to 5:30. And there's also a reception at the Design Lab at Lincoln Mill afterwards, where you can kind of mingle with the speakers. And, it's a little bit more of an intimate setting for people who want to continue sharing those ideas and follow up.
Yeah. So people that want information about attending, is there a cost to attend? Is this is there some place they go to get a ticket, or
Absolutely. TEDxHuntsville.com. Straightforward. Tickets are on sale now, September the 13th. There's a general admission fee. There are student tickets available. We have some partnership discounts with NASA, with Huntsville Young Professionals Association. TEDxHuntsville.com will give you all the information you need, and by all means, share. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. We have our own website, and we want you to just come and engage. And so it's not, I want to say the phrase that Richard Saul Wurman gave is, TEDx is Christmas morning for the mind.
Wow.
And so you want individuals to come, that anticipation that comes with what's coming, what's going to happen. And then probably the best part is playing with what you get for Christmas afterwards. And you get to play with others who heard something they liked. And you get to rub shoulders, and it's a cross-pollination, if you will, of individuals who just as excited, just as interested, just as engaged in responding to what they've heard and listening to what individuals might bring to the arena themselves. So although individuals aren't presenting, they're bringing something, their own ideas, and that feedback, that conversation is, I think, what keeps TED going.
Yeah. I think one of my takeaways from TED is the potential that the human spirit has to transform lives.
Absolutely.
And you have people that get up on that stage and they're very knowledgeable about something, or they're very passionate about something. And they're just simply saying to people that are listening, that have taken the time to invest in what they believe in, whatever it is that they feel.
Absolutely.
And it's just an amazing experience. So in many ways, those TED talkers are seed planters. And they're planting the seed for opportunity, they're planting the seed for success, and the potential to sow those things into something that actually transforms society is great. Again, looking at the Charter for Compassion and just a kind of a reinvention of the whole notion of just treating people, the golden rule, treating people like you want to be treated. Sometimes we need to be reminded about what really matters in life. And because of the way life is lived, TED reminds us about life, but it also educates us about life and lets us know about things that we may not have necessarily known. But it's all really good stuff. So again, people that want to go, tell them where they need to go and where's this happening. It's right here in our community, and we're real excited about that.
Right here, Randolph High School, Thurber Performing Arts Center, September the 13th. Doors open at 12 o'clock. TEDxHuntsville.com. Tickets are there. You can follow us, tag us, talk to us. We listen, we love great ideas, and come out and share.
Yeah, this is really good stuff, and I appreciate the opportunity of talking with you all, and look forward to future opportunities to share the TED message. We can get together even beyond the idea of having TED, the annual TED event. We can get together for other kinds of opportunities, and I know you guys do things throughout the year. And you're also doing some partnerships with some people around this community. And that's really a good thing, too, because the collaboration makes sense.
Absolutely.
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 Joel Williams. He is working on the partnering relationships
Absolutely.
that TED is establishing, and we're thankful for you to be here today.
Thank you so much for having us, Kenny.
Cassondra Sumrall is running the show. Well, sort of.
Sort of, yeah. Myself and Everyday Alexander, he's our co-organizer, founder. He's kept it going for 7 years, and hopefully we'll keep it going for many more.
That's right. Talking about the human spirit on Everett. Everett's been on the show before, actually, talking about TED, and we certainly appreciated having the founder
Absolutely.
of TEDx Huntsville on our show, a pioneer right here in this community.
Right in this community.
Another idea worth sharing and spreading.
Yep.
And we certainly appreciate the message of TEDx Huntsville. Guys, thank you for being
Thanks so
Thank
much,
you for
Kenny.
having us.
Thank you for all that great information. We hope that you'll be a part of the TED experience on September the 13th, and we hope that you'll continue to support TEDx Huntsville for all the great things that they're doing in this community. I think about Huntsville being known as the Rocket City and the technological kinds of things that have come out of our city. Our city was responsible for landing the first person on the moon, and we have not stopped discovering things. You think about Hudson Alpha and all the wonderful things that are going out there in genomics and all of the phenomenal research that's being done at some of our institutions right here in this community, some of the good work that's being done across the business sector, many of the great things that are being done at the community-based level. And TEDx Huntsville represents all of these things. So we hope that you'll be a part of that experience on September 13th. You want to get there at 12 o'clock. That's when the doors open because you want to be able to get yourself a seat. They sold out last year. That means they're going to sell out again this year. So you want to be a part of that. Get on board on social networking with TEDx Huntsville. You'll find them everywhere online. They have a strong presence, and we hope that you'll connect. I'm Kenny Anderson for Impact, inviting you to join us again for our next broadcast. We'll see you soon.